Did you know that the Walt Disney Company, yes, the worldwide global media conglomerate, used to own a physical, real-life city? It's true. It's called Celebration, Florida. It's about 5 minutes away from the Walt Disney World properties and about 30 minutes away from downtown Orlando. I actually used to work for the Walt Disney Company in their post department at Magic Kingdom. It was a great time. But now I'm currently temporarily living in Celebration. And living here for now 6 to 8 weeks, it's brought me a lot of questions. A lot of questions about the Walt Disney Company as a whole and the town Celebration. But the number one question that has brought me is, why did Disney leave? Why did Disney spend 10 years developing this city and then 10 years owning it just to sell it and abandon it? It didn't make sense to me. So I did some research. And within my research, I was able to determine 3 key reasons that Disney left. Number 1, Disney's brand image and reputation is extremely important to them. Number 2, this was just a pipe dream. Number 3, the town Celebration was an experiment. Regarding Disney's brand image and reputation, I feel the need to include this as though I already know it because I used to work for the Walt Disney Company, but it's important that I include another credible source known as Jay Wasco. He stated that Disney's brand image and reputation is their number 1 value. I already knew this because I worked for them and I learned it in traditions, but it's important to hear it from someone else. Disney's brand image and reputation is what they've built and what allows them to keep being the number 1 in media. Disney's brand image and reputation is everything to them. Disney World and Disneyland are known as the number 1 top premier tourist destinations all over the world. That's not an accident. Disney's reputation is very close to perfect, which is why there becomes an issue when you try to own a city and keep a perfect brand image. As you know, if you talk to anyone in the government or in politics, trying to have a perfect image and make decisions that affect people's lives, they just don't go together. Which Disney had to realize very quickly. Actually, in the board meeting of Celebration, of the development of Celebration, it was stated that a lot of the board members did not agree with this idea. Apart from real estate not being something that Disney did, as they are known for their theme parks, they honestly thought that this would be bad for their image. And as those few board members stated, they were right. It was one of the main reasons that Disney ended up pulling out of the city. Number 2, when I say this was just a pipe dream, I'm referring to Walt Disney himself, his dream of the Florida project. When Walt Disney first came to Florida and wanted to do Walt Disney World, the main thing he wanted to do was Epcot, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. Walt actually wanted to have a physical city, such as Celebration. But the way that he wanted to do it was, very close to a Orlando kind of city as possible. He wanted to build an actual city. However, he ended up passing away before he was actually able to ever get started on that project. So when Michael Eisner, CEO of Disney, took over, he used a lot of inspiration from Walt. So he wanted to pay homage to Walt by fulfilling his dream of Epcot. The Walt Disney Company had close to 10,000 acres that they just were not using. Michael Eisner thought about selling it, but he thought about also building another theme park. And he realized he could just build Epcot. He could pay homage to Walt. He could finally live out Walt's dream. However, in this development, it was very easy to see that Walt's ideas were outdated. And within those outdated dreams, many of the developers had to leapfrog over Walt's ideas and come up with a different idea. Michael Lasso stated in his book that I read on research for this, that this was very much a idea that Michael Eisner wanted to commit to, but just never fully had the confidence to. It was stated that Michael Eisner actually gave a lot of okays and go-aheads to many different people regarding the development of celebration because even himself wasn't sure if this was going to work or not. So many people would come up with ideas and he would just say, yes, let's do that. Number 3, when it comes to this being an experiment, it was also stated by Douglas France that many of the developers, even after the celebration was completed, stated that this was an experiment in land building, land design, and neighborhood building. Why do you think they stated that? Brand image. It all goes back to their reputation. If something was to go wrong, they can always fall back on the idea that, hey, this was just an experiment. We just wanted to see if we could do it or not. Disney does this all the time. It's a very Walt Disney thing to do. They try something, if it doesn't work, they pull out, or they retheme it. It's very common that they do this. They've done this with Pleasure Island, which was basically Disney's downtown shopping district. It was called Pleasure Island. Things went bad. They rethemed it to Downtown Disney. They didn't like that name. They then rethemed it to what is now known as Disney Springs. It's a very regular thing that they do. They retheme things and make it better for the people because their brand image is the only thing they care about, which is not a bad thing. It's how Disney remains number one in their industry. However, what I've been able to determine as to why Disney just couldn't stay is Disney magic just doesn't work in the real world. Their brand image has to be perfect. And perfection doesn't exist in a real world where you have to make decisions that affect people's actual lives. However, when it comes to this project and how it has helped me personally, I've been able to now present a research-driven project. I was able to develop a research-driven project with my critical thinking skills and analyzing multiple methods of research. And now I feel the confidence that I can go into any company or to any brand, and if they need anything from me, almost anything, I can do it because I've been able to do this project. Honestly, at the beginning of the semester, I didn't think this project would have this much significance to me. I thought it would just be, kind of one and done things. But now I've realized the importance of this project. It has now given me so much confidence that I feel very ready for the rest of my career after college.